Alright guys, so we're going to the 24-hour race here. I want to take you guys along. We got invited by Audi for their hospitality for the race. I'm not sure if you guys know, in Le Mans there's a 24-hour endurance race. We have the same race here in Dubai, so we're gonna go check it out. It's quite nice, GT3 cars. So we're gonna go have a look. I'm gonna bring you guys along, film a little bit of montage. You guys can see what it's all about and what goes on there. So yeah, we're gonna take you along. Let's go. Alright guys, we picked up our passes now. We're gonna head towards the race. Let's see what ends up happening, and yeah, let's get it.
I made the play. What a good day to get paid today. What in no way I made the way. Called my lane, I paved the way. Drew it up nice, I made the play. Ball on the fade away. Hey, hey. Ball on the fade away. Hey, fade away. Fade away.
Alright guys, just finished up there from the 24-hour race. Might go back the next day because it's a whole 24 hours. See it finish, but I'll see how it is. It's like 4 o'clock. We went there around 12, so spent a good 4 hours there. Enjoyed, and yeah, now we're on the way back. I think a lot of people are used to the lifestyle aspect of this industry, but in reality, this is where I spend most of my time. This is what I like to call where the magic happens, and this is just literally where I get shit done. And speaking about get shit done, let's go through a whole London session here and take you through to see how I trade and what we do, and run a little trade recap afterwards. So enjoy. Alright, so we failed to close the 5 below 4 hour support, but 15-minute candle will close bearish here most likely. I've seen this happen before on DAX, where the next candle will just push through this zone. So depending, if the 15 does not close bearish here, then it's going to be different, but it has closed bearish. So an option I have here is actually going break of this low here. Once we do break through, yeah, I think I'm quite interested in that, breaking this low, but I won't be full because we don't have anything closing below the 4 hour, especially after this top wick. All right, took that. Wish me luck. Nice push. I want to see us tap the 1 hour support first. There we go. Beautiful. All right, at this point, I can move stop loss to break even, and I'm actually going to close half of my positions here, guys, and leave the rest to run. Nice. Boom. Beautiful trade. So I'm leaving a little bit of a runner, not half. I actually close 80% there. I actually close 80%, a little bit more. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a runner because I know this shit can really run here. And that's the idea of this trade. So congrats, everyone. Let's fucking go, boys. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that and saw how the trade worked. But what I want to do is go into a trade recap. I got a lot of questions about this trade, and I want to go into a trade recap, and I'm going to use this software here to explain the trade, because we can replay this trade using tick data and see how it was in live market. Instead of just bar replaying it or recapping it with the position, we can actually talk through the trade and see what we could have done. So initially, when I came to the session here, first thing I checked is bias. So bias means, what am I looking for today, buys or sells? So with previous daily candle closing bearish here, we're seeing the 4 hour candles also close bearish here and have some room towards the 4 hour support. This leads me into a bear session. Whenever I have these two candles closing bearish, I am looking for sells. So we can see that price closed back inside of the range here as well. So I was expecting sells in the session. My initial plan here was to look for sells, and I done the markup already to save time, but I mark up my major supports and resistance. Since I'm only looking for sells, I'm only going to mark towards the downside, because if it goes up, I'm not too interested. And initially was to look for sells below here to fill this range and continue down bearish. And push through a little 15-minute support. So a simple close below here would have triggered that. Now, if you saw the session over there during the session, the live session, you would have seen that what happened is I actually missed this position because I was looking at another pair. But I do want to replay it and go through exactly how I would have taken it. So would have looked for a 15-minute candle close below. So we can see we're rejecting here. For now, I'm going to skip candles before playing candles. And boom, we finally get, what time is this, 35, not yet, 40, 45, boom, we get the candle close here. So this is my entry trigger here. This is what I'm looking for, a candle close below this zone to go and fill this range. And this was quite a nice option here, and this is the option I preferred to be in, was this option. So let's change this to sell, simulate taking the order here, break of the low. Before you guys ask what I'm using, this is called Pip Labs. This is a backtesting software. You can also use it to replay your trades, but the nice thing is you get to play the ticks and see and actually take a position like we're doing right now, right? The way we're taking the position right now, you're able to do that. So very, very useful tool. Yeah, that's in the link in the description. You'll see Pip Labs there. We own the software, so anything you guys need, you let us know. Extremely valuable software to have tick data on a web browser. And the cool thing is you get a dashboard to see all of the analytics and all that stuff like that. So break of the low would be my entry. I'm going to play ticks like it was real life. We're going to speed it up because we are saving time here. So nice top wick being made. I think that should be fast enough. I might skip to 5 seconds actually, just so we can speed it up. So it made a nice top wick here. Yeah, that should be fast enough. And then we would wait to be triggered. You'll see the P&L start to go once it flips. And you look to take profit probably at like a 1-to-1 I would have taken profit. But see, boom, you get triggered. Now this is what's really interesting. And this is why it's important to play ticks, is because if you went into this trade, you would have seen, boom, this big candle that came here, right? You would have seen this big candle that put you in drawdown. This was a scary candle. This is why stop loss placement is very important above the previous candle high. Look where I put it, just above this little structure here to give me the room for this BS. Now, if you're skipping candles, you won't see that. But you saw how this open pushed up like that. It's a scary thing. So you need to be able to experience it. Of course, I'm skipping 5 seconds, so it was a little bit faster than it happened in real life. If I wanted, I put it on 1 second so I can view it. But we're trying to save time. But immediately after that, that was enough liquidity to push us into profit here. Now, this is what I want to show. This. Look what happened in the trade, right? It kept coming, and then we get that big push down. Now, that big push down is the one that's like, okay, great. You know, this should be actually where I'm taking profit. I didn't draw this line too accurately. But let's just say we were to close here. This big push down, there was a little spike up. So if you were hesitating and you went to break even too fast on the trade and you didn't trust the idea, you have to be honest with yourself. You might have got out of this break even. But this was the initial plan. I was saying that I wish I was able to take this position in the first place. And you can see, even if you were too greedy with TP, this is why I would have set the TP to 1-to-1. Boom, would have came back into the range, but it wouldn't have actually stopped you out, right? It wouldn't have stopped you out. You would have actually got and been able to reach full TP if I remember correctly. Boom, yeah, you would have. So very good to replay it like this, because in this situation, I would have probably got out with on a 1-to-1, being honest, because of the rejection that came close to the zone and then when it flipped back up, you're kind of like, man, this was not worth losing. So it's very good to replay it like this, but I missed this position. So I like to go over it and see how I would have managed it, and that's how I would have managed it. Instead, this is what ended up happening. So let's go ahead and skip here by 5 minutes to this point here. So when we come to London session here, this was the trade. London session opens with a big liquidity grab up. We reject from a second time from this small 4-hour support. We have two 4-hour supports here. We have this notch 4-hour support right here. And then we have the second one, which is a little bit higher like this. So these are the two 4-hour supports we have. This one's a little bit smaller, and we've tapped it just now, right? We've tapped it just now about twice. So what I saw is that price broke out. This was just a pullback. When you investigate on 5 minute, you start to see we have this support here, which was that previous 15. We created a leg. So we have a consolidation, a breakout, retest, some form of consolidation forming now, and then we can look for that second leg with my analysis on higher time frame being bearish, expecting price to go down today. So that's exactly what I'm looking to do, is to actually execute on sells, break of the lows. So if we were to skip by 5 minutes here, we can see, boom, we get this candle closing below, retest 4-hour support again. Now we're closing outside of the range. This has been a retest towards the top of the range. I expect with the 15-minute now also closing below, right? It's kind of like this consolidation, close below, continuation, consolidation, but this London open liquidity grab, close below, and then boom, entry break of low here was my second entry here to take sells with stop loss above the high. Now you can see that this is definitely a little bit bigger stop loss than the original position that I showed you above, but this was still a shot I'm willing to take. But actually I have to remove this order, and I'll tell you why I want to remove this order. Because of this reason. I want to remove this order because when I took this trade, let me just go here, right? When I took this trade, what did I do? I actually went 0.5%. 6, it was ended up being about 0.7%, supposed to be 0.5, but stop a little bit bigger. I ended up taking this trade here. And the reason for that is because, very, very simple reason, we were at this 4-hour support and it was the second position of the day. So looking back at that, I do think it was the safer option. Reason I'm saying that is because, yeah, it would be a good idea. It would be a good idea to, you know, reduce risk when we have something that can cause the trade to fail. Although I trusted my analysis, I trusted everything, which is why I'm in the trade. It's not the original position that I missed from looking at something else, but this made total sense. But I can be a little bit safer because I am entering much lower than the original position. So in case this just wants to fail today, I'm protected on that. But if my analysis plays out, which it should, I am then going to capitalize on that. So we get triggered here and it hops around for a bit and then we get this nice push down there, boom, straight to TP. It was pretty smooth move here. And that was it. I attempted to leave a small, I attempted to leave a small runner and I ended up closing the runner at this 30-minute support. So check this out. So we can skip this to make it faster. Price came down and immediately tapped that 30-minute support or very close to it, I remember. And then I closed somewhere as it started to reject, like somewhere around. Yeah, this was the tap 30-minute support. I didn't hold down here, but I closed somewhere around after it was rejecting from this spot around. But it did end up reaching the 30-minute support and then later on started pushing up. And that was the trade recap. So very, very cool to see how it worked tick by tick basis, replay it and review it and talk you through it. So I hope that helped. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Definitely check out if you want to replay your trades, check out the software or backtest. There's actually a free demo that we put up for people to use, 1 month of data on Gold GJ. So make use of that and enjoy it. Let us know what you think. I like to use it, and please do let me know in the comments if you do like me using this to show examples. Is it better than just showing a position on the chart? I think it is a lot better. It gives more depth and understanding. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this type of content. Hope to see you more on the channel. Leave a subscribe, all of that good stuff. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.